Hi, fifth and sixth grade. It's your history video for Thursday, October 15th. And we're looking at the pages 63 and 64 about daily life in Egypt. And if you look at your work text, page 48, you'll see that the top three sections are the ones that you'll be doing. And on those top three sections, what you're going to be looking for is this information. You talk about social classes, where what their social classes depended upon, the different types of social classes, who belonged in which social classes that were there, music and how music played a part in Egyptian life, and then also in their daily life, what their food was like, what their clothing was like, what Egyptians were known for, and what other things were found in Egyptian ruins, and what men and women wore and on their head that was made from human hair, and then also a black powder that was popular back at that time, and what boys or where boys went to school, boys of which families, what type of families went to school. So those are things you're going to be looking for. And as you're looking for that, when we're reading these pages, you want to stop the video and then look at those and then go ahead and answer the questions as you come to them. So here we go. So page 63, and we'll look at that first thing, that picture at the top. A scarab amulet worn to ward off evil. Some were impressed with a seal or emblem representing a name or religious belief, and that means they were impressed. The amulet was impressed with a seal of some type or some type of a marking. So it's daily life. Egyptians ate bread made from either wheat or barley. They also ate melons, cucumbers, onions, dates, and figs. The river supplied them with many kinds of fish and waterfowl. They also raised animals for meat. Each day they wore clean clothing made of linen, cotton, or wool. The Egyptians also wove flax, a type of plant, into cloth to make some of their clothes. Men wore skirts that wrapped around their waists. This type of skirt was tied with a belt. Women wore long sleeveless dresses. Young children did not wear any clothes until they were old enough for school. Then they were dressed like the adults. Egyptians were known for their cleanliness. Ancient washrooms have been found in some of the ruins. The plagues of frogs, lice, and flies sent by God were a terrible trial for the Egyptians. Both men and women wore wigs made from human hair and beeswax. Women usually wore their hair long, and men were bald or cropped their hair just above their shoulders. Men and women also wore cosmetics. They used black cosmetic powder called kohl to make their eyes look bigger. The kohl also protected their eyes from the glare of the sun. Egyptians loved strong scented perfumes. On special occasions, a woman might wear a cone made of scented animal fat on her wig. As the fat melted, the perfume was released. Both men and women wore necklaces that were often made of gold and beads. Many necklaces had amulets. The Egyptians believed that the amulet protected its wearer from evil spirits. Boys of upper class families, and you remember that one from in there, and several others that we've already talked about. Upper class families started school at age 4 or 5. Boys of the middle class and lower class families did not attend school. They learned the same trades as their fathers. Girls from all classes did not go to school, but were instead trained by their mothers to run a household. Many girls were married around age 13. Everyone worked for the pharaoh. Most people were paid with food and clothing rather than with money. Most of the people were farmers or other laborers. Egyptians believed that after they died, they would be rewarded according to the good things they had done. The people put much time and effort into preparing for death and the afterlife. All right, the next page here. Religion. The Egyptians were polytheistic. They had hundreds of gods. They were gods of the land and of the sun, moon, and stars. They were gods who provided protection. There were gods who even represented daily life. Families built altars in their houses to worship their favorite gods. Egyptians believed that Ra, the sun god, created and ruled the world. During the Middle Kingdom, the priests of Thebes joined the god Amun to Ra. They called these gods, as they were joined together, Amun-Ra. They also told everyone how to worship. Having control over the worship system made the priests very powerful. Osiris, the god of the underworld, was a favorite of the Egyptians. They believed that after burial, a dead person traveled by boat to the Hall of Judgment, where Osiris presided. Anubis, the jackal-headed god, weighed the dead person's heart against the feather of truth. Often a papyrus copy of the Book of the Dead was buried with the person. This scroll provided instructions of what to do and say in the afterlife. The following translation is a portion of text from the book. It tells the person what to chant to declare his innocence during judgment. I have not committed sins against men. I have not made any man to weep. I have not committed murder. I have not given the order for murder to be committed. I have not caused calamities to befall men and women. I have not carried away the milk from the mouths of children. I have not driven the cattle away from their pastures. I have not snared the geese in the goose pens of the gods. I have not stopped water when it should flow. I have not made a cutting in a canal of running water. I am pure, I am pure, I am pure. And so you can consider that as far as, oh, you know what? I think I skipped a whole page. I just realized I went to the wrong part. And so I'm going to have to go back and read just I actually skipped, I grabbed 2 pages and I skipped right over. So here is our secret word. The secret word is skipped. Culture of classes. Social classes. Now we are actually on page 64. The social structure of ancient Egypt can be arranged in a triangle-shaped diagram called a social pyramid. An Egyptian social class depended on his wealth or power. At the bottom of the social pyramid are the farmers, merchants, servants, and slaves. And that's one of the questions they have in there as to which ones. They represent the largest social class. On the next pyramid level are the priests, soldiers, scribes, and artisans. The next level includes the nobles and the pharaoh's generals and viziers. Viziers were the highest-ranking officials under the pharaoh. At the top of the pyramid is the pharaoh, who makes up the smallest social class. Anyone from lower class could rise to a higher class if he gained the pharaoh's favor. Even a foreign slave could rise to a higher class. For example, the Hebrew slave Joseph became very powerful and was second only to Pharaoh in authority. Unlike many ancient civilizations, some women in Egypt held important roles. Women were able to buy and sell property. Many worked as farmers or merchants and at other jobs usually held by men in other cultures. Some women even served in the temples as priestesses. Music. The ancient Egyptians loved music. It was a part of their everyday life, including celebrations. Farmers sang while they worked in the fields. Children sang as they played. Craftsmen and traders sang as they worked in their shops or sailed up and down the Nile. The pharaoh and the nobles often had musicians entertain them. Even slaves made their chores less tedious by singing. Religious ceremonies used many songs in praise and prayer to the gods. One of the main themes in Egyptian music was the Nile. The people sang thankful praises to the great river. All right, and that's it for today. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.